Hello. Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Can you hear me? Am I coming through okay? Is there any background noise or anything weird? Or is the music too loud or are we good? I'm a boomer that sucks with tech, so I like to know before I waste my breath. No, nothing. We good? Delays, man. Always the delays. Alright, well, I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay. Ah, cool. Music is good? Yeah. Just been enjoying some black metal stuff. A lot of people, when they think of black metal, all they think about is like church burning and like weird bands that like did stupid shit on stage. But nowadays, you can find a lot more interesting black metal out there. You'd be surprised the themes they actually covered. It could be anything from like political themes. If you're talking about like countries, South America and things like that, they got some black metal scenes that are pretty rad. That are kind of anti-government and stuff. You got black metal scenes that are like more focused on there's literally like black metal bands out there that like are concerned or have like songs that are about like climate change stuff, or or they're kind of like you know uh dark fantasies about human eradication and the return of the the return of the earth to the pagan gods, kind of stuff, like kind of shit like that. It's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. So they do cover more than uh, theism bad. There's a lot more to it. Well, not theism bad. Christianity bad. Pagan good. Um, those used to be some of the older themes way back that you usually got, even from some really great bands. But which in many ways it was pretty valid. But yeah, I don't condone church burning. That shit's just cringe. It's stupid. Um, but uh, but some of the newer black metal bands, or ones that have been around for like the last 15 years or so, 20 years, maybe more like 15 years. So a lot of the ones online have like small channels. You got some. You can find some really cool shit that might actually cover themes that if you were uncomfortable or weirded out by some of the themes that that some of the more famous bands would kind of cover, like sadomasochism and shit like that. I'm not really into that kind of stuff, so I don't really like most gore grind or any of that. Just like a bunch of like, I don't know, just silly stuff, silly, goofy, low, low, low scope, small scope, low kind of, you know, stuff. I mean, it was just fun sometimes, but it gets old. It gets old pretty quick. Um, I do like that there's some black metal too that kind of covers, like there's DSBM, depressive suicidal black metal. The reason I like that one is because it's like it's like trying to make agony or like psychological agony into like a genre, like a music. So it's pretty cool because like it acknowledges said agony as a real thing, and it doesn't like shy away from it, like musically. So it's interesting if like you're in the mood for something like that. I think it's pretty cool genre. Um, but yeah, there's some pretty out there shit. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So um, okay. So let me get started here. Uh, some of you are probably like regulars. Some of you might join because you saw the name of the stream. Maybe you're like, oh, it says server. I don't care about this guy's streams, but I like the server, so maybe you're here for that too. I don't know. In any case, a couple of just Tuesdays are for when I just kind of ramble. I don't really have anything like set that much. I kind of was going to, but then I ran out of time and I was thinking about other stuff. But a couple of things about the server itself. So me and my team, me and the mods and stuff, like we've made some modifications to the application process as far as like I think like one or two questions and stuff, just to be more concise. Not concise, but like more accurate to whatever degree. Now, I want to clarify something that I think some people have brought up, and I saw in like a comment or two, whatever, or people that like get denied coming into the server will try to friend request me or DM me, like upset about it or whatever. um, Now, a couple of things I want to clarify. If you apply to the schizoid portions of the server, because pretty much anybody can join and then go into the annex, and then like if they want to like ask questions in there, they can. If they have questions for schizoids or just want to know what it's about or what it's like or some information that they would like answered about that, they're welcome to put that in the annex. If they're not schizoid or don't believe themselves to be, or even if they're like on the fence but they want to ask more questions or something, or I mean you can even at me, I don't care. If anybody ever has a question on the server, like a legitimate question about these kinds of subjects, or sort of like what my intents are, or intentions are regarding the work I do, yeah, you can at me. It doesn't mean I'll always answer, but you can always at me on the server. I have no problems with it. I don't give a shit. Just because I'm the server owner does not make me special. Just because I have a YouTube channel does not make me special. It doesn't mean shit. So, I mean, unless you hit me up as a server owner and then you tell me like you're threatening me or something, I might laugh, but then I'll probably still ban you because that's stupid. I don't need cringe lords on my server like that. Um, so yeah, the application process. It's we're trying to improve it. Looks like we made a couple changes. Yeah, but the main thing one of the main things I wanted to talk about, and you guys understand. So it's like it's recorded, right? It's said. Um, Somebody said that we maybe we're using a bot to like run the applications through, like to judge them. No, there's no bot judging or grading the applications. The bot is specifically just to make the process of accepting and declining applications much easier because, we have lives. Um, Two, the people who decide, you know, whether, your application is approved or not approved. Why is the stream saying it's having issues? Man. Trying to cover something kind of important, and now it's telling me that I don't know if that's just my OBS or what. So annoying. Yeah, addressing the allegations, correct. Okay, no, it looks like it's back. Conspiracies. Yeah, all the conspiracies about me. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's just OBS being like stupid, lying to me as usual. Okay, so we get the application. Me and the mods that are there, we go through it. There's only to actually go through the applications. There's only like 4 of us, right? Five of us. There's 5 of us, and we kind of have an understanding of what it is we're expecting from those applications. We read the answers. We sometimes have a little discussion because Zoids like to be all like nuanced and stuff, and then we do a vote. 3 votes up, 3 votes down first gets accept or deny. So that's how it works. If for some reason someone say they did a half-assed application, right? They just put in bullshit answers or really vague answers, really short answers, or answers that seemed like they were just they're just I fucking hate people, fuck people, or some shit like that. We're gonna deny that. But if for some reason they were just having a bad day and they want to reapply and actually be more honest or more forthright or more expand more on their answers, people are welcome to reapply. That's a thing that they can do. Um, okay, so that's really important, right? So just keep that clear. If you applied and you're a schizoid and you got denied and you feel like maybe I didn't really put in that much effort explaining why I think this is a good place for me, and then when they denied me, I just got like pissed, or I didn't get pissed. I just went like, oh, this is not worth it. Like that's too much trouble. I don't want to deal with it. And then later you decide, oh, want to try again. You're more than welcome to. We are not. We generally won't deny a reapplicant unless it's somebody that like, because we could see the applications you put in before. So like if somebody puts in an application and then says something like just crazy and incendiary, and we reject it, if somebody reapplies or we recognize it, we'll look at their previous application, and if we see something stupid like that, we'll just be like, yeah, that's not going to happen, because like people lie. I know it's a really hot take. It's a really contentious thing to say, but yes, people will lie about mental illness. People will lie about their diagnoses, or so the people will lie about understanding these things, just to get into a server. People will lie about all kinds of shit, right? And this is a server where I'm trying to like get a demographic of people that doesn't really have a whole lot of places where they can talk to people that might be experiencing shit like them. Um, it's not like other types of marginalized groups that have like a million servers and a bunch of stuff that they can actually access online. It's a pretty niche thing, very specific kind of subset of issues, and so that being able to discuss those issues or discuss whatever with people that have similar issues is kind of important. So yeah, I was off my meds that day. That's funny. Um, nah, me being off, if I was off my meds, I'd just be like extra depressed and just like, I probably wouldn't stream at all. I'd just be like, just not doing anything. Um, so I just want to like make that clear about that, how that kind of the whole application process thing works. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should like, I don't know. I wish I could like, maybe I should pin this stream or have my mods pin this stream, or somebody can do an edit or something and put it like on the server itself, like pinned, just so you know where I'm coming from with all this. Okay. Next thing, if somebody gets you know flagged by us and we're like, yo, we usually do a warning, right? So if the okay, you never take, you don't even take any. um if they do something goofy, a little bit silly, a little bit goofy, we'll usually warn them. Say they're having a bad day, they decide to get a little silly, we'll warn them. We'll be like, hey, you're getting a little bit silly. Like, can you slow that shit down? Can you fucking, like, you're like either on the cusp or you did kind of break a rule. So we want you to just chill, because like we're not looking to just ban people. That's stupid. Um, if somebody does something real wacky, we'll just go ahead and ban them. But usually it has to be pretty damn wacky, right? Like they just start dropping an N bomb here and there, or they say like, you know, um, I want to enact things in the world that are highly illegal to other people or something, stuff like that. Or things like evading mods, um, uh, straight up just lying to mods and stuff in whatever way. Yeah, like stuff like that. Yeah, it's just gonna get you banned. Um, Way back, like I used to have like a lot more patience for stuff like that. I'm realizing now that that was a huge mistake. It's a disservice to the people on the server itself that actually get something out of it, and find some camaraderie. There's some kind of a relatability, to kind of put up with just goofy shit. Also, if for some reason someone's on the server and say they like applied and they said all these things and we had decided, okay, look, this application seems reasonable, like looks like this might be the place that they'd be comfortable in, and so we let them in, and then I don't know, like a month or two or three, Maybe the next day, who knows? They show up and they start saying a bunch of stuff that's like an antithetical to what they were saying before. Like, and not even like they're getting better or something. More just like, hey guys, I'm here to make friends. Or something like that in like their introduction. Like if they post an introduction and they're like, I'm here to make friends. I really want to meet people. Yeah, we're probably going to like question whether we should keep you there. Because that's just silly. Like, that doesn't make sense. Right? I'm not saying that if somebody's in the server and they're like, I think I'm finally understanding, or I've been able to connect to people a little bit because of the server or something, or I think I've made like a friend and I feel comfortable saying that, or something like that. Like if that happens, that's perfectly fine. Like that's literally the goal. It's some respects, not the goal, but the goal is for you to find some connection to a human being that's experiencing similar shit regarding schizoid. Not necessarily full-blown friends or anything, but you know what I mean. And that even mild connectivity, that's the goal, right? Now, if you have somebody roll up into our server that, say lied into the application and they start whining and bitching and complaining about like, I can't get a GF, I want a GF so bad. Or they start saying shit about like, oh, I hate women because they won't pay attention to me, and I want a GF, and they're fucking mean and they're bitches. Like if you start saying stuff like that, what the fuck are you doing in the server? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, there's plenty of servers for that. Come on. Like, it's absurd. Schizoids. No, hot take here, hot take. Schizoids are not sitting around preoccupied with how much they want a GF and a BF. That is not what's happening. Schizoids are not sitting around preoccupied complaining that no one loves them, no one pays attention to them, and they want someone's attention. That is not what's happening. But don't secretly want connection. They want maybe like existential connection. They want like relatability. They want to be understood to some degree. They want to have that communication. They want to have some semblance. They want to believe that connection can be possible, maybe somewhere deep down. Yeah, that might be true. That's definitely true in my opinion. But they're not bitching and complaining that they really want a girlfriend. A schizoid has trouble even making a friend, right? And they don't even bitch and complain about, oh, I can't make a friend, because they're too busy thinking friendship is not something that I want because it has all these obligations and problems tied to it, right? That, you get me? Does that make sense? Like, I honestly do not understand why somebody would waste their fucking time trying to get into a schizoid server, like lie on their application, exaggerate shit, right? I do not understand, or just like roll in and just like drop in some kind of fucking like and don't get me terms like it, but they start dropping in some like incel, femcel, fucking shit, whatever. If you're into that, I don't know, that's your deal. I don't give a shit. That's not what the server's for. Like, it's crazy to me. It's just wild. Like, that's what people are spending their time wanting to do, right? And somebody else brought up a while back, like, the possibility that, like, because the term schizoid's been kind of like popping up a little bit more. That's probably maybe why I'm seeing some of this. But also that, like, the idea that the schizoid can be fetishized, which I find really, really funny, but also really, really grim, and a distinct possibility. Only because it's like, I mean, maybe it's also because people have misunderstood the purpose of personality disorder and just think I'm a loner that struggles with people. Yeah. Well, then they need to get fucking educated and stop just looking up a fucking, a word that sounds like what they may be and do absolutely no goddamn research of any kind. If that's the kind of person you are, don't fucking waste my time. Don't even apply. Go look it up. Go fucking watch a video or two on the subject. Really fucking introspect on it. And if you're not introspecting on shit, you're probably not going to be fucking schizoid. Because God knows we do enough of that. We do it to a point where it's like, literally just a problem for our lives. And so, yes, that's kind of like my deal, my point here. That kind of stuff, I'm so done. I'm so fucking done. I used to put up with a lot of it because I used to think, like, I used to question myself or sit there and just feel like imposter syndroming out, like, oh, well, who am I to say, who am I? Okay, fine. Okay, I'm not anyone to say who is or isn't on a professional level. I am not licensed. I can't do that. But am I someone that can say, I think I know enough to where I could at least be able to, like, make decisions regarding a goddamn Discord server? Yes, I think I could do that. I think I can manage that. I think that's pretty reasonable. I don't think that's, like, crazy out of hand. And especially since I'm, like, doing it with other people and there's, like, a discussion and it's fairly democratic in most cases. And even if, like, they apply and we're on the cusp, like, sometimes one of us will DM them and talk to them. And then, like, we'll be like, yeah, okay, that sounds right. Vouch. Let them in. Like, I think that's enough. I don't think it's that complicated. Okay. So, there's that. Next thing. Yeah, it was the other thing about the Zoid peeps or whatever. Like, people... Okay, so this is another issue. Sometimes, because of some of the similarities and stuff, there's a couple things that can happen. One in particular is that, like, somebody that's more, like, avoidant dismissive or avoidant ends up joining the server, and it's not somebody that's schizoid, right? Because of some of the similarities about staying away from people and blah, blah, blah. Especially if somebody's avoidant dismissive, because they might actually, like, really, really have, really, like, what's the word? Internalize these thoughts of, like, I want to stay away from people because people is bad, but am not willing to go is because people make me, like, hurt me and make me sad because they reject me. Or I'm afraid they'll reject me because, trauma and stuff. Like, the problem with somebody more, like, dealing with that coming into the server, even if they're nice, even if they're, like, chill, they don't cause any problems, right? I have nothing against them at fucking all. If anything, if they were on any other server, I'd be like, yeah, they're a chill person. They're fine. They're probably, like, way more, like easier to deal with for the average schizoid than, like an avoidant dismissive or even an anxious avoidant would probably be easier to manage than, like, somebody that is. Only because, like, and vice versa, because the schizoid will be so non-judgmental usually and so just kind of indifferent or sort of just kind of, like, blasé about, like, people's flaws, insecurities, shortcomings, if you will, right? Like, they'll probably be more likely to just be like, yeah, it's fine, I don't really care. And that will make somebody that's avoidant, like, really comfortable. Or a lot more comfortable. Because the person's just like, yeah, man. Because, there's very low chance of getting rejected on an interpersonal level by a schizoid. They may just not want to be around you because their own reasons, but I can guarantee you it's not because you're socially awkward or socially blah 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 or below them or any like or things like that. It's just going to be like if they find you annoying, they're not even going to tell you. They're just probably just going to be like, they're just going to block you or just not respond to you anymore, or bluntly say, like, oh yeah, I just don't want to continue this communication, thank you, right? Which is a lot easier to deal with, again, because it doesn't, like, build up into anything. But this is the problem. If you let these, very nice, avoidant, dismissive, and anxious people into a schizoid server, what's going to happen? They're going to join up. They're going to get cozy. They're going to maybe come out of their shell because, everyone there's pretty chill and pretty reasonable and likes context, and they're willing to, like not just straight, like, knee-jerk judge people as much. I'm not saying it's impossible, because it does happen, but it's just less likely when it comes to like what they're saying and how they're they're experiencing anxiety and depression, right? They're less likely to be like, whoa, anxious depressed person, oh, weird, right? Schizoids are probably going to be like, oh yeah, I have anxiety and possibly depression, I have those things. Oh, you deal with anhedonia? Oh, I have that. But theirs might be coming from depression, yours might be coming from the whole disassociative schizoid, right? Very different, very different. um and so if they get cozy and they're comfortable and everyone thinks, oh man, this is great, they're really nice, who cares if they're avoidant? Hold on, they just need to be fixed and they're perfect. Sounds like ugh, it's gross. Shut up. Anyway, and so anyway, so if an avoidant person gets cozy in the server, and then we're like, hey, maybe this person shouldn't be in the server, I feel like the knee-jerk reaction of most Zoids is going to be like, wow, you're being elitist, or you're trying to get rid of them, you're judging them for their issues, and we don't do that. And, okay, I get it. It's not a personal judgment. My concern is two things. One, well, actually, yeah, two things. And those two things are, it might be damaging, uncomfortable, or counterproductive for both that person as well as the schizoids on the server. Right? So imagine this little scenario, right? Let's just say a Zoid starts feeling comfortable around somebody on the server, right? And they're like, well, yeah, I can talk to this person. They don't have obligations of me. They're not like expecting all the shit from me. They're not like telling me that like I have to be there all the time, or all this sort of stuff, right? We can just have conversations and be in and out, and there's just not that much. There's like a mutual respect and mutual kind of connection through the stuff we like to talk about and our experiences and stuff, and like, and they might be feeling that that's happening, right? But if the other person is not like that, they might be thinking, oh wow, I feel safe. I can finally let myself out in front of someone. I can finally be like, hey, I want to be closer, and I never say that to anyone, but now I feel like I can do that. And they're taking that other person's like non-judgmental like position and ability to listen and so on and so forth. They're taking that and interpreting it as, this person make interpersonal friend with me. And the schizoid's just taking it as like, oh, I'm comfortable. I think I'm making a connection that isn't predicated upon all these things that generally like make me incredibly averse or make me ghost or disappear. Right? And so both people might be thinking different things are happening when you're talking about a server with that's for schizoids, and then you get like avoidant peeps in there. Right? And then both people are hurt. Both people have a bad time when each of them discovers that was not what was happening. And that entrenches both the Zoid as well as that avoidant further into their issues. Does that make sense to anyone? Like, I hope that makes sense to anyone. All I'm thinking about is the welfare of the people on the server. And my responsibility, or that I take upon myself, because I decided to, my own volition, my own autonomy, is to do what I can to keep the community that I've helped create even keeled, and actually like have an environment where things are like relatable and supportive, and they're not going to be like engulfed or like or being made feel engulfed by like people that have needs and in relationship related needs that are just not compatible at that time, right? Maybe eventually something like that will be something they can they decide of their own volition to accept or whatever, but I don't want to bring that to this server. It hurts everyone involved. And and I know sometimes, say, like, somebody that's more avoidant joins a server and they're pretty chill and they're not causing any problems or whatever. Um, they a Zoid on the server might go like, yeah, but they're nice, like, leave them alone, right? And I understand that because I noticed that, like I've said it before, schizoids have like a oftentimes have like this penchant to like defend the underdog or the outsider, um, even if it's like to the detriment of whatever it is they're trying to like actually do. And I absolutely understand it because I've done many times done this in my life. Um, so the details get lost in the concept, you know. Um, it's kind of interesting because like for considering that a lot of Zoids don't have, you know, a lot of emotional attachments to too many things. One of the things they tend to is like that. They tend to be like uh, oh, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of Zoids tend to be stalwart defenders of the underdog or the marginalized. Um, yeah, yeah, they just see somebody else's autonomy possibly being under attack, and then they feel like they have to like say or do something, or like or they get upset even if they don't do anything, but it bothers them, right? Which makes sense considering like the whole point of the issue, autonomy being like basically like the fucking foundation. Like, if actually, you know what? That's actually a good point, Shadow. I would say avoidance, fear of rejection. Schizoids, fear of losing their autonomy. I think is probably a better way to put it. Autonomy loss is a pretty big one, pretty ginormous one for schizoids. Most of them, I would argue, would rather be dead or have as much autonomy for themselves as possible. I would say those like the two positions that would be the most comfortable. I'm exaggerating slightly, but not really. You know, if losing complete autonomy of yourself to something is probably like I would say it's probably one of the scariest fucking things a schizoid can imagine happening to them. Um. So anyway, okay. So I got that out of the way, right? If anybody wants to edit this for me, because I'm really bad at editing, and get some of the meatiest parts of what I'm talking about, so I could just put it on my server and pin it somewhere, you're more than welcome to. I could put it in the goddamn introduction to anybody that joins my fucking server. I don't care. Loss of self can easily lead to scorched earth. Yeah, yeah, it definitely can. What headphones are those? ATH-MX 40? No, they're just Audio Technica headphones that somebody was nice enough to on the server or on the channel to server channel to help me purchase. Somebody else helped me with a replacement microphone, which is really cool. This one's already getting dodgy. It's when I have like a 4-year-old that knocks all my shit down all the time. Love her. In any case, so yeah, this is the part where I stop for a second and I become a shill for my own well-being. If you like the server, if you like my channel, please give me your fucking money, because I will use it to pay for small bills related to some of the things I'm trying to do regarding this work. Also, I'm going to use it for ibuprofen and beer. So I will use it for that too. Because God knows I need a drink. In any case, so if you want to buy me some ibuprofen for my headaches, some beer for my sorrows, or let's see here, to help me purchase this inexpensive indie game that's on a Steam sale, so that it distracts me from the Great Void, I appreciate that too. To continue. Oh, by the way, Patreon available, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm going to move on to something a little less angry or frustrated, whatever. So I have some ideas for some stuff that I want to do regarding the channel, server, and things like that. So I'm gonna run them by you. I'm still gonna do them. So if you don't like them, well, just what do you want me to do? Eat a dick. But I'm gonna do them. But I just wanted to run them. Okay. So today I posted something kind of goofy on the main chat of the Zoid Void server, and I put like I put a ZSA. I might change that though. It was supposed to be like Zoid public service. No, it was a Zoid service announcement, right? Like a PSA. I think I'm gonna go with a different one. I kind of like Zoid life tips. So I might go with Zoid life tips because it's more about just like everyday life stuff, or just managing symptoms or issues. So I kind of want to like do something where people that have the role already, that the angst YouTube role, because if you don't have the angst YouTube role, please get it, because that's literally, it's in the roles section. Just click on the button and that lets you basically see me get pinged for whenever I like stream or whatever, or at least if you don't watch the stream, you'll know there's a new VOD or something, and at least you could see what it's about. And if you see it's something you don't give a fuck about, then you just go like, fuck that, I'm not watching that one. But then later you might see one when you're like, wow, that's interesting, I'll watch that one, and then you can just have the ping for that, whatever. But point is, I think this is something I'm going to attach to that, right? So it's going to be a thing where, like I said, I'm going to give a little bit, sometimes in-depth advice, maybe some links to stuff, talking about or mentioning some stuff that I think could be helpful to your troubled existence. And so some things may be advice regarding practical things, right? Like it was kind of a half joke, but it's very true. Zoids don't take care of their bodies very much, right? And that's because Zoids, well, apathy and depression and anhedonia and things like that, they kind of like get in the fucking way of like being able to like, give a shit about your well-being. So sometimes, depends on the day, I would guess. I don't know, maybe all the time for some of you. But in any case, things like, drinking water and eating okay, keeping track of certain things like, maybe your blood pressure, stuff like that. Maybe, things like that. Shit that, you can't be bothered with, but you probably should. I want to be able to like mention some thoughts. So that way, maybe if you see it, you go, hey, angst. Maybe that's something I should like, maybe I should give it a shot. Or maybe, there's a certain kind of issue or cope or something that I often see Zoids do, and so that I can be like, hey, this is a thing I do. If it applies to you, cool. If it doesn't, then, you can tell me to fuck off. But point is, like, this is a thing that maybe you're doing, and this is why I think it may be happening, but I'm just like, I'm not armchair, the best thing I can call myself is like a fucking Zoid coach at best, and that doesn't really mean much of anything, at least when I say it. Maybe when other people say it, it's a lot more of value, but that's just me being self-deprecating, because that's what I do, you know how that is. Also, dissociation chronic fight-flight mode leads to genuine ignorance of bodily symptoms. Yup. Atrophies introspective ability. Yup. What was that term again? Shadow? By the way, Joe Mama is Shadow. It's just, I don't know why he calls himself Joe Mama on there. It's really fucking annoying. What was it? Introspection, right? That's the one. Introspection, too. It fucks with that. Like bodily stuff. I think that was the body one, right? And so, yeah, like, maybe you're, like, not, the one I posted was about shit, about, like, literal shit, like, poop. What does your poop look like? And maybe a lot of Zoids don't think about it. Like, maybe they're just taking a dump, and they see the poop, and they just go, oh, it's poop. Or maybe they see it's kind of weird, and they might think, like, oh, well. Or maybe they, like, they haven't pooped in 3 days, and they're really gassy, and then think about it, and they're like, wait, I haven't pooped. Stuff like that. Oh, there's a chart. There's a Bristol chart. I found a funny looking Bristol chart. Made me laugh. Said, hey guys, if you have diarrhea, drink water. If you're constipated, drink water. If you have this kind of poop, you need more soluble fiber. doing that kind of stuff can make your already kind of difficult day a lot less difficult, because you have no idea how much not taking proper shits can affect all the other stuff that already you have to deal with. Okay? Like, if you're going to be anhedonic, you don't want to be anhedonic and gassy and bloated. Like, why? That's goofy. Like, that doesn't make sense. So little things like that maybe where Zoid's too busy looking up videos or reading research on some interests that they have, that they don't take the time to be like, hey, maybe I should like occasionally stretch after I get out of bed because I keep getting these muscle cramps that I keep ignoring. Or maybe I need some more potassium, you know? Maybe I should be taking a fucking multivitamin or something. Like, it's just like, yeah, there you go, Shadow. There's some skill issues there. And I'm thinking, oh, wait, I'm 40. I kind of like figured some of this stuff out because I kind of had to. And I got a lot better at it. And most of the time is because I hated when my body was being like too uncomfortable, because it would distract me from my interests. And I just wanted to focus on my interests, not like on my body going like, I'm in pain. And so like, you know, so then I had to do some stuff about it. And so then I did. And so then I'm like, oh, wait, I'm in less pain, or I'm less physical discomfort. So that's good. I can, like, you know, go back to, like, rabbit holing down something in some other probably psychologically unhealthy way. But whatever. That's a conversation for a different day. That's a conversation for tomorrow's angst. No, I'm kidding. That I can probably give advice on that, too, about doing some of that shit. A lot of thinking, not doing, you know, the classics. The old playlist, Schizoid playlist. So if you feel like, wow, this guy's like really like lively for someone that's Schizoid, yeah, it's called ADHD, I guess. I have no idea. It's also called being frustrated and just done with it, and just like, I got bored of apathy. I got apathetic about apathy. Isn't that weird? That's crazy. Getting apathetic about apathy. It just got old, got stale. So I stopped doing it. Anyway. So, my God, you're just making me read so much, Shadow. There's a really, I don't mind reading the chat, but like, goddamn, can it be anyone else? There's a really fascinating concept about not realizing any problems one might have until they come across a solution. Like someone realizing they're starving after learning about food. Yeah, well, there you go. Fair. So anyway, yeah, so I was thinking about maybe doing something like that. Could be useful, kind of cool, whatever. I don't know. Another thing, now I'm looking to possibly, I'm trying so fucking hard to get the attention of a few doctors that just don't answer emails or have dead social media accounts or something. And so, apathetic about apathy. Yeah, I can relate. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you get like, you're like, wow, apathy's like dumb and like, but also like, ugh, like, ugh. Like, I'm bored of being apathetic. I just want to feel something, I guess. I'm the most talkative chatter, just like the good old days. Ugh. Damn it, Shadow. What? Oh wait, I like how the last thing that was said was that, well, the apathetic thing, which is fine, but the only other thing that was said besides Shadow talking is like somebody asking about fucking my headphones, which is just hilarious. Like, why is that the question they ask? I find it funny. They're like, wow, I like your headphones, or maybe they think like, man, those headphones look like shit. Are those fucking crappy ones? I don't think they are. They're pretty. I'm pretty happy with them, at least at the moment, until they start like really taking a shit or something. But anyway, the other thing. Yeah, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the channel. So there's some stuff I want to do with the channel that might be kind of like different. And like I was saying, I'm trying to get like more doctors, more people. They're busy or they're just not answering. I want to get more Zoid quests done. So I've asked before, but the last like 2 times I asked, like no one said anything. So if you feel like, no, my story's not so interesting, or like whatever, I don't care. I don't care if your story's not interesting. I just need it to be the tale of a schizoid that has been dealing with stuff for a very, very long time, and how they've managed and how they haven't managed. And things like that are really important for me to put on the channel. Okay, as like a video, not as like a stream. You don't have to be live with me. And so I'm on a new trip, picked up a guitar again, also start taking probiotics. My dumps are legendary, like scary. That's hilarious. Um, that's good because you're not just storing all your shit. You're like actually like removing it from your body. So somebody might be like, "Wow, I shat so much. Is that normal?" It's like, yeah, it's probably pretty normal that you like, shat out a snake fucking turd, and it's smooth and it's healthy. Yes, it's probably good. It's probably a good thing that's happening if it wasn't ever happening before. Anyway, as I was saying, so I want to try some maybe more experimental stuff on the channel, or some other kind of stuff. I don't know how anybody will feel about this, but I'm still going to do it. So I'm trying to hit up like um, people I know, or like even other. I'm thinking about hitting them up, but as well, but like indie musicians that kind of talk about themes that are related to like the darker parts of mental health, and issues with that kind of stuff. And even if it's not stuff that's directly schizoid, I think it's a pretty good thing to have like a lived experience kind of discussion with somebody, especially that as like a creative outlet for it. And I thought had like a interesting impact or interesting like voice or idea being put forward. So that might be something. Maybe they're filler episodes, I don't know, you may consider them that, but that's something I'm kind of interested in doing. I'm a big music guy, I'm a big media guy in general, and I think it could be of use, or even if it's not that useful, it'll at least bring some traction to the channel, and then maybe there's some Zoids amongst there that need some help, and then they'll find it. I'll go on anyone's channel, by the way. If you come across this anyone's channel, I will go on your channel just to say, hey, look at this channel and look at here. This is what a schizoid is, and just so you know, and this is what the psychological community is not doing. Just so you know, this is the research that isn't being done. Just so you know, and then maybe like 0.001% of that audience that is relating to schizoid stuff will see it and go, hey, that's something I should probably check out. Look at that server. Wow, this place is kind of cool. Sort of, maybe. Never mind, I'm leaving. So, yeah, that's something I want to do. I don't know if that will be something that gets taken positively, but I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be interesting because I think there are, what's the word? Maybe hearing about emotional difficulties that were like essentially established due to a person's history with like say something like trauma. Maybe hearing it could be of use to a schizoid because then they are hearing about those emotional turmoils, which in turn could maybe start thinking, making them think about, maybe a lot of the stuff that is going on with me where I can't connect to anybody in so many ways might have to do with stuff that felt really traumatic at some point when I was really young that I disassociated from when I got old. And now it feels like a distant memory that I can barely recollect, and the memories associated to it are also gone and feel foreign and alien, like it never happened, or it did, but I don't remember what I even felt when it happened. Wow. You know, or my parents told me about weird stuff I did, or how I behaved when I was younger, that I don't really remember anymore, or I don't know why I did, and I don't remember when I started not feeling very much, or my feelings became very muted, and my interest in connecting to others became more and more non existent. When did that happen? Has it always been this way? Stuff like that might be of use. Might be something to, kind of put in the old noggin. Um, So and maybe if I get, I don't know, musicians that are willing to talk about this stuff, and obviously indie, because nobody's gonna talk to me otherwise. Any musicians that are willing to talk about this kind of stuff, or artists, any artist, it doesn't have to be a musician. It could be like visual art. I don't care. Someone that developed an indie game, I don't give a shit. The point is, if they're exploring those themes in their art, and I'm especially interested in like kind of dissociative issues, um, then yeah, that's something really interesting to me and could be good for the channel. So if you're a musician that has like a small cult following on some indie scene or something, and you tackle these issues about your own trauma and blah blah blah, I'm not saying I'll do an interview with you, because if I feel it's right, then I might, and it'll be kind of cool, and it'll might be helpful to some. Getting some metal or punk hardcores to open up to a schizoid could be cool. But there's reasons Zoids don't show up to talk about themselves. Don't know. Oh yeah, I'm not saying I'm gonna get schizoid. Well, I mean, I got schizoids already on the server, so like, I mean, not server, on the channel that have already talked about themselves, so that's already there. So if they can do it, I'm pretty sure that people that aren't schizoid and just have other issues, will, but express them through music, or will be able to, discuss. And another reason too is because I've also noticed that schizoids really like music. I think most people like music, but I think that schizoids, because of their like trouble with like really capturing like those internal feelings sometimes, or like really like being able to push them out, or feel them like more, or when they want to, and also like, some of the existential angst and frustration and fear and confusion that can come with this. Um, yeah, I think a lot of Zoids like, they like to fuck with music that deals certain themes like that sometimes, because you know it's relatable. Even if they're like, even if they go like, I wonder why this is so relatable. I wonder why. What is it? I can't quite pinpoint it. A not insignificant amount of Zoids don't like music as well, though, like actively. Okay, well then maybe they like art. Maybe they like visual art. I don't know. If you're an artist, I'll do visual art. I don't care. I used to do this thing. I did it for a few times. It was like schizoid art. If you haven't seen it on the channel, I have like a few. It was called um, Art Volition, right? Art Hedonia. Sorry, Art Hedonia. I would love to do more of those. So visual mediums, sure. Are you a writer and you published a book that deals with these themes and it's seen some mild success? Yeah, okay, that could be interesting. Stuff like that. Fuck yeah, we're known to be creative. I understand myself for 50 years. Bowie was a Zoid, had a nasty family history behind him. There you go. One thing I do know is schizoids tend to either be really into uh, creative mediums. Well, they're really into creative mediums, whether consuming or creating, or both. Um, yeah, that's very much often the case. So I think part of the reason is because if a schizoid's going to have like a rich internal world, as they like to describe it, and I don't consider that just like fantasy land. It could be. Um, I don't think that's always the case. But when they have this rich internal experience, rich internal, it's going to be made up of things that are outside of themselves. And if they can't, if those things aren't people in their lives or around them, or various aspects of like very much interpersonally focused society, then it's going to be the more oftentimes more abstract shit, or more like things that humans make. How about that? Things that humans make is probably going to be where they can find like the external sources of information that like help create that rich inner world. Right? It's going to be video games. It's going to be music. It's going to be art. It's going to be literature. It's going to be whatever. It's even going to be STEM. That's what's fascinating too. It's going to be STEM, right? It's going to be like biology and history and mathematics, right? They're going to find pieces of themselves in those things. Um, Pieces of themselves that maybe got lost to time and trauma. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. I think that's really all I have to say today. Um, Now, again, Patreon, PayPal. Give me your fucking money so I can buy a beer or some ibuprofen for my headaches. Or, other shit that was related to this that might be coming up soon. Anyway. hate money. All right, thanks a lot, guys. As usual, when day is dark, always remember, happy day. And I might be on the server later. I don't know yet. But if you spot me on there, you're more than welcome to jump on and ask me questions about anything related to this or anything else. I don't care. It's perfectly fine. Goodbye.